Good morning. This is Zachary from Zachary Sweeps. I'm at a customer's house at the moment, and they're having a serious problem with their chimney. They first noticed there's a really bad smell coming down the chimney when we had all the hot spell this sort of beginning of September time. Reason being is that up in the chimney there's been I don't know if you can see that tar build up there. Can you see that? See all that tar up there? Look at it, it's everywhere. It's all over, all over, as you can see, and it's all up on the side here. And that smell. I've taken out loads of soot out of the chimney at the moment, and basically it's a classic, typical thing that happens with these fires. Basically, what happens is this used to have a fireplace in it and a back boiler, and basically the back boiler used to it used to like obviously heat the water over a couple of radiators and things like that. We've got, excuse me, we've got an excited dog in the other room. So what's happened is because it wouldn't work, what they did was they took out the old back boiler and the fireplace, and they thought, oh, fantastic! Look on the edges here. Look, you can see down the side there. There's that like flat brickwork, just going down that side there and down that side there. And then what it is like people think, oh, great, and at the back there as well. Can you see at the back there? They go, great, we found the original fireplace. And these properties, when they built all the old properties like sort of pre 1930s, what they did was they built the houses first, and then they built the chimney stacks at the same time, but then they didn't build the fireplaces. They put the fireplaces afterwards. So what they did was they used to leave a brick square opening, which is called a builder's recess. And basically, that's what that brickwork is. That smooth brickwork on the sides and at the back. So of course, when they took the old fireplace out, they thought they found the original fireplace. So they went out and they bought a basket, that would go in there, thinking, great, we'd be able to have big fires in here. That's going to be fantastic and everything. But the problem is it's not going to draw, because basically up the chimney, if you saw where my torch is, the sun's shining now, but if you go up there and up to that, that's where the actual chimney stack goes. It goes along there, the flue pipe, the chimney, and then what it is, it's just a 9 by 9 inch chimney, and then it goes straight up there, up to the chimney stack. And basically what's happened is, like, of course, it can't cope, because originally it would have had a small fireplace in there. So it literally would have been probably a bit stood about that high. Probably it's difficult to sort of measure it with when I'm doing this video, but it would have been probably looking at the front of this, it would have been like a quarter of this at least. That would have been the fireplace opening. Of course, that was the way the fires are designed, and where chimneys are designed. There's a bit of mathematics involved. It's like basically the chimney is 8 times smaller than the fireplace. So like that's how you get the draw of the fire. And basically with this one, obviously it's way too big, so, and of course it won't draw. So what's happening is it's all tarring up, and all the tar's going up into the chimney, all the smoke's going up into the chimney. The fire's too big, there's too much air going underneath it. And what's happening is where they're having the fires, of course they're going through the wood like there's no tomorrow. You can imagine the flame of this chimney, so it's not going to work at all. So they've ended up with a really tarry chimney, which is a fire risk. I've said to them, you can't use it as it is, it's dangerous. They've got to get it sorted out first, because obviously what we got down, if they'd had a fire this season, they would have had a chimney fire. But unfortunately, they've called me out first. And basically, what I've advised them to do, if they're going to have it like it is, what they need to do is they need to, like, they've built up the sides, which is fine, but they need a whole platform like that, going right the way across from that side all the way to that side. But it needs to be the whole of the whole of the inside. So it's an actual platform going across. And then maybe a few bricks going at the front of it, sort of like, like maybe an angle like that on top, going across like that. So there's no air going in here, and then like let the ash fill up underneath there, and then have your fires there. You go for a lot more, a lot less wood. Basically, that it will like it won't flame up into the chimney like it will do. You can imagine the suction of this fire after a while. It's just going to suck all the air out of this room, and it's just going to go straight underneath this fireplace and straight up the chimney, and that's what's creating all the tar. So what they need to do is they need to fill that whole area up inside, make a nice platform. I mean, you can use loose bricks as long as they're all together, and it's fine because all the ash will go down in between them, and there's no fire risk or anything like that. It'll make such a big difference. What I'll do is next year when they've done it, when I come, because I've said I've got to come back, I want to come back soon and re-sweep it, check it, make sure that they've done it all properly and everything. But you can't, if you've got a fireplace and you open it up and you see this brick square, nice fancy brickwork behind the fireplace that you've opened up, it is not the original fireplace. It is the builder's recess. They build them when they build the house, and then they put the fireplaces in. So if you take it out, then you're going to be in a position where you're going to take it out, and then you're going to think, oh great, I get a basket, and it doesn't work, and it won't work. And this one, there's just too much air going underneath it, and it's just tarring up the chimney. So like, yeah, basically, so remember what you got to do, if you do end up opening it up and you want to keep it this size, you've got to reduce the size of the opening. So you've got to have a proper platform going across, full of bricks. So like no gap in the middle, and then there's some bricks going across just across the edge along the side here, and that'll make a big difference. Then fill it up, and maybe a couple of bricks on the side there, on the side there, and then just fill it up with ash so that the ash is just overspilling at the top of the top of the grate here. And then what will happen is it'll work perfectly. So what I've said to the customers, take this grate out, put it to one side, and then obviously, and then get a load of bricks, put them all together in like soldiers, line them all up, build a platform. You don't have to cement them in, but just line them all up. No gaps like that at the bottom, nowhere for the air to go in, and line them all up and keep it at that height, and then but do the whole area, and then do the bricks at the side going along here, at the back of the side here, sorry, on that side. Then I mean, obviously a few fires, you're not going to have any air going underneath it, which would be great. But as soon as the ash is filled up in that area, then all you do is you just scoop it out the top, and then it will get rid of all the ash. Then you won't get build up of tar like you're getting. They do a hot spot product, which you can get at any DIY store. I've got a video of it. Recommend that they get that, and pour that in the fire to get rid of the tar, and probably have it swept every 3 months is probably the best thing to do. Just to get it checked, make sure that it's all fine and everything. But it'll take a bit of time to get back to where it was originally, but it will get there. But yeah, this is not the way to do it. If you're going to open them up and you want to keep the size of the opening, you must make sure that you have a nice platform going right the way across. Otherwise, this is just going to be a disaster waiting to happen. So if you follow my instructions, if you open it up and you think you've got the original fireplace, you haven't. They call it a builder's recess. But if you want to keep it like it is, and you want a nice grate in there, you've got to have a platform. What I always say to people is, people say to me, well, how high do I know? What do I need to do? How high do I need to go to make it to draw? Well, the simple way of doing it is that you go up, say like this customer's got 4 bricks on each corner. Well, you start with 5 bricks, and if it draws fine, because the way to work it out is if it draws fine when you first light it, and it draws fine when it dies down, then you know that's fine. Then take one brick away from each side, so you've got 4 bricks on either side. And if it draws fine when you first light it, and draws fine when it dies down, then you can take another brick away. If you get to the third brick, and then it doesn't draw fine when you first light it, and it doesn't draw fine when it's dying down, then you know that you need to have 4 bricks height on each corner, and that's how you know how high to do the platform. You don't have to measure it or calculate it, and that's how you work it out. So hopefully this will be a help for you if you decide to open up your fireplace to back to the builder's recess. And always make sure, as you can see what they've done as well, they've put flashing SOS, would you believe it or not, like you need it in Sussex. They've got a back plate, a cast iron back plate, which is what you need to protect the brickwork. It also reflects the heat back into the room, which is great. All right, I hope that's useful for you. Have a great day from Zachary Sweet.